Hi there, your girl Raquel here, breaker of your limitations, helping you move from hustle to flow. So today I was really inspired to bring you this really quick video on the two investments that you can make during quarantine. Now, both these investments are going to give you a massive return. And you can do this at any time. The first one, we see this with celebrities and your favorite politicians and your celebrity gurus. Every single one of them do this every single area of their life. And the very first thing that you can invest in during quarantine, the best investment that you can make at any time is the investment in you. Yes, you will always get a massive return on the personal development that you do for yourself. And this is something that a lot of people, I'm watching the feeds, are missing during this quarantine time. They are talking about being bored and watching everything on Netflix and on Hulu and what else, what other series that they should be binge watching on. And yet they're spending zero time on personal development. So, what's going to happen to you if that is you right now, beloved? That means that after the quarantine, you're going to be the same you were before it or worse off because you didn't take the opportunity to make an investment in yourself. Now, it doesn't even have to take much money or any money. The one way that you can do this is by just reading a book or hearing it on an Audible. Just hear an audiobook. If you want to be an expert in your field, read 10 books in that field. If you want to be a master, read 36. So that means you don't have to wait until you have the money to go to school. You can actually become an expert in your field by doing some self study. But you're not taking the time, beloved, to invest in yourself. And everyone's very excited over the stimulus check. Hey, it's money, right? And we've been working, and if you qualify, then take it. But then what? Will you use a little bit to invest in yourself? Every athlete that you love has a coach. Why? Because coaches help you to see the pitfalls, help you to get there faster than you would on your own. And that's what you can do when you're reading your books. Picking out the book is like getting a coach. So you can get a free book when the libraries open up. You can even do this empowerment circle with your friends. What if everybody has a Kindle and they have these amazing books? You can loan them out to each other. And that's a really great way for you to get some free education and free empowerment. You are only going to go as far as you are willing to invest in yourself. And whatever you learn, whatever you master, no one can take away from you. Not an economy, not your boss, no one. And if you would like to have a promotion, this is something that you can start. Maybe you don't know where to start to invest in yourself. Everything you want is in the gift of someone else. And so if you're not sure of where to start with communication. Specifically, start to learn some communication skills with personality types, right? Because not everybody is going to be just like you. And really, the people that you're going to learn the most from are the people that irritate you. So learn how to communicate with those that get on your nerves because you want to be able to sidestep your communication to be understood and to understand them. That's the point of communication. I prefer using the personality gift clusters using the DISC model. It's just easy for me to remember and easy for me to spot. I know one of the people that I'm learning a lot from, he always puts people in one or two categories. You're either a left brain or a right brain. So that's something that you can start off with. Start to devour some books, some audio around personality types, specifically left brain and right brain people or the DISC model. Because the more that you know, the more than you can use when you need it. And that's going to help improve every relationship we have, not only the ones with your boss and your employees, if you're a manager, but also your personal relationships too. Another great resource that you could have that's free is Dan O'Connor on YouTube. Now, Dan O'Connor is an amazing, amazing strategist. His phrase is, I give you the words. And he does. I have used so much of the knowledge that he's put out there on YouTube. And there are hundreds and hundreds of videos. For instance, there is a playlist on how to deal specifically with energy vampires. So if you have energy vampires on in your universe, then that's a really great resource that you can tap into, right? So if you're going to be on YouTube anyway, if you're going to be on social media anyway, you might as well connect with people who are going to be then feeding into you and helping you have some personal development. So that's the very first investment that you can make during quarantine. Take 20 minutes, just 20 minutes a day, and decide that you are worth 20 minutes of focus in order for you to grow in the area that you want to grow in. So let's say that you want to grow in money. Well, who in your circle of friends on Facebook, on YouTube, on social media is really great with money? Like they're really great with budgeting. Why not set up a Zoom call with them and say, why don't you tell me some of your tips on how you make things work? You always seem to be really not, you're not even stressed out about this time, about money or anything like that. I want to learn from you. That's free. Tap into your current resources, tap into your reservoir. You have so many people that you can tap into, and that you can also allow them to tap into you, right? Let it be this give and take energy. Don't just take, but also think about what you can bring to the table, because there's so many opportunities right now where you can share your insight in order to help somebody else develop. And that brings me to the second one. So the second one is investing in someone else. I did a private event for my clients. Now, it was supposed to be a live event on 4/11, but then COVID happened. But before the shut-ins happened, because I have high intuition, I had already perceived that I needed to do an online version before all this stuff happened. So I had already been testing different platforms, and then the shut-ins happened. And then I had to decide that it had to be only online, which was great. Now, during this time, it was a 4-hour online event. And you know how it's been, right? If you've been it's been a little like crazy, going on and off, on and off. Sometimes when there's a lot of people who are taxing the servers. And yet for that 4 hours, the 4 hours that we were on a Saturday, mind you, we only had like, seriously, I think it was like 3 blips, and it was only for a couple seconds. But it's because I had already planned everything out. And in that, I created a platform for other people to be guest speakers. One of them, one group ended up doing a masterclass for me. And after I heard it, I immediately knew it would be great as a workbook, as some kind of booklet in order for people to write and highlight, and, especially for those who are kinetic learners. I was like, this content is so good. It was 90 minutes of content. I said it would make a really great upsell on your own site. They didn't really buy into it. So they ended up, I gave them some ideas. They bought somebody to transcribe it. And it was an okay transcription, but they sent it to me. When I saw it, I'm like, no. I want to create something beautiful for them. So I hired my daughter, who does copy editing for me, and she also does transcriptions, sometimes services for me. So I gave her the document. I said, I need you to copy edit this document for me. She just returned it, and then I sent it over to this group of women who were doing a workshop and did the masterclass for me. And I said, this is my gift to you. I invested in you, and I hired my daughter to do this copy editing. And when they got it back, they were floored. And they knew that there was something that they were missing. And one of the things that they were missing really is just having security in themselves that they do have the goods. And sometimes, we're doing things, and we're doing what we love, but we're not sure of ourselves. And so for me, I invested in them. I invested in them by bringing them on my platform. I invested in them by putting some money behind it, by creating something beautiful for them that they can upsell on their sites. And I also ended up breathing life into them, because now they realize and they see what I see in them, their greatness and their potential. But I had to decide that I wanted to spend some of my coin on someone who may or may not do anything for me later on. It's irrelevant. I saw that they needed something, and they needed something tangible to be able to see the vision and to see the potential of how they can leverage their expertise, because they were unaware. Even when I brought the idea to them, they were like, huh, we never thought of that. That sounds interesting. But until we did the exercises, and then I came back and I invested in them and I gave them the transcript of what they had actually talked about. And then I told them, this is how I see the layout. Now they can see that the information that they gave is even more valuable, and how they can add even more value to their clients by creating this workbook. So those are two things that now you're saying, well, you might think, well, how's that investment for me if I'm investing other people? Whatever you do out of a good intention, because you want to bless someone else, because you want to lift someone else up, because you want to really ignite the fire in someone else and help them in their business. When you are leading in that way, that's grace. What you do for someone else, God will do for you. It's always reciprocal. Now, I don't expect this group of women to be reciprocal toward me. That's not why I did it. I did it because I saw the potential, and I realized and I recognized that they were missing out on a key component in their business by not having a document to add value to this amazing work they already did. And by creating a document and then turning it then into a workbook, it's going to really help people have that information become sticky in them. And then all the work that they did in the video now just became repurposed in a different format so that people can carry that information with them. I saw that potential. I gave them the blueprint. I gave them the business plan for it. I gave them even the reasons of why this is going to work and how much that's going to add value to the people who are connecting to them. But I did it because think people have done that for me. So it was easy for me to move in that. Now, let's say somebody has not done that for you, that people have not invested in you, and think, oh, why should I invest in somebody else when they've never invested in me? Irrelevant, because God is the one who promotes. He's the one who gives you favor. You know, you might not believe in God. Maybe you believe in intelligent design. You might believe in you reap what you sow. You might believe in karma. It's all universal law. What you sow, you will also reap. It's all up to you. So if you would sow into yourself, you are going to reap such a beneficial harvest that it will blow your mind. If you will sow into another person's dream, you don't know the doors that are going to open up for yours. And it's really that simple. Those are the two investments that you can make at any time and always get an amazing ROI, because you are worth the investment. And when you see someone else dreaming and you see someone else's potential, if you will move out of what you want for a few seconds and think about how can you help that person? Many of your friends have their own businesses. So how can you help their dream? If you don't have to use the product or service, but if you know that they're a person of integrity, if you know that they're having fun and that their people have been getting results, you can share their information on your page. It takes a few seconds. That is one way that you can invest in someone else, by sharing their content, by sharing your friends with your other friends. Saying, hey, connect with my girl here who, sells Color Street. Color Street, it's like nail polish. It's like instant manicures. Or my girl who sells, she sells these banging jewelry. You might want to get in her party. Or, my guy friend over here who, is selling some, he never gets sick. He's been on these vitamins forever. It doesn't take much 30 seconds of your time to invest in someone else's dream. And perhaps people are not investing in you because you're not investing in yourself and you're not investing in other people. So if you want to have the kind of life of the people that you've been binge watching on Netflix and on Hulu and on Amazon Prime, your celebrities, your athletes, your politicians, all of them do these two things. They always invest in themselves and they invest in other people around them. So you might as well act like that too. If you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. You might as well start taking a risk on yourself because you're worth it. You were made on purpose for a purpose. It's about time that you start acting like it. Until next time, bye now.